Hey guys, it's me Chandragan, and as usual we will have a new 5-star character and I will do the preparation guide, and this time for Baizhu. So as usual I will cover like the kit in overall and I will give my opinion, is it kinda good or bad, and give the material, the build, like weapon, artifact and so on. So let's get started. So as usual we will read the first sentence from the character itself, so we will know what actually the role of this character for though. So in here they say that Baizhu is a Denro support character who can heal and protect his teammates. Okay, so from that, Hoyo first already give us indication that he is not main DPS, okay? So he's just support. And especially in healing and protecting his teammates. So basically he's healer. So for the material that he need, basically just like the stone, file grass, and like Chichi, fungi, and new world boss. For the talent books is obvious from the UF, fungi also, and then the new world boss. And as usual, I will give all the total and credit give to all the devil takoyaki. Now we move to the kit overview about Baizhu. So basically for normal charge attack for Baizhu, there's nothing really special, but because like Baizhu is catalyst user, he has their own animation, but actually there's nothing really special. Now we move to the elemental skill for Baizhu, which is it's called Universal Diagnosis, and which is the terms Berry Doctor. In here, the Baizhu will summon the sprite, it will hit 3 times and deal Dendro damage, and when it returns, see 1, 2, 3, and in return, it will give you heal. So pretty much kinda unique mechanic of heal compared to other where when you usually get heal, it will heal directly. In here, no, you have to wait until it hit 3 times and it back, and then you will get your heal. And take notes, it will base on Baizhu max HP, so we kinda know what the scaling from Baizhu, which is max HP, which is pretty common for the healer itself though. And take note, this skill is heal for everyone though. So although you kinda need to wait, but at least it heal for everyone. So all your 4 character there will get healed, which is good though. And now we move to the burst itself that calls Holistic Revivification. Hopefully I pronounced correctly. In here is also pretty simple, where Baizhu will generate a shield that calls Seamless Shield every 2.5 seconds. So the shield, besides give you protection and resistant interruption, it has another effect, which is the shield also will heal your active character, which is, take notes, active character means the only character that you use right now, different than this one that heal everyone, but this one only one character that you use right now. And also it will do Dendro applier, or it will attack that doing Dendro damage to the enemy when every 2.5 seconds every the shield generate. And also besides that, when the shield breaks, also it will do the flyer. So it's either from the every 2.5 second the shield generated, or when it expire or it kind of break though. So after we reviewing all the kit, now we'll talk like what the thing that I find like interesting about Baizhu, and what I think that it's a little bit concerning or consider no really good thing for Baizhu itself though. So first one that I think interesting with Baizhu is that he provide a similar role with Yaoyao, which Yaoyao is a good unit that probably Baizhu can become a good healer also. And besides that, I think the one that makes unique compared to Yaoyao is that he has shield, which is shield is give you resistant interruption compared to Yaoyao that only pure heal, which is the shield can be benefit for some of character like Sino, something like that. So because of that, I think Baizhu can be shine with the character that need not just healing but kinda resistant interruption though. And now we'll talk about the things that are kinda concerned or kinda a little bit downside, but this is only my personal opinion, which is first is that if you kinda take like his role that didn't profile shield or resistant interruption, his job is basically already same with Yaoyao. I mean, Yao is a good unit, and of course I think Baizhu can be a good unit too, but it just like makes like his kit is not that super interesting. It's just like they make Yaoyao with additional of resistant interruption and shield, and that's it. So it kind of makes his kit a little bit bland though. And text notes, Yaoyao is a 4-star and it's more accessible, so it makes kind of Baizhu it's kind of expensive though, because this role is already similar. And the next concern, which is my main concern or my main complaint about Baizhu, and text notes, this is only my opinion, which is his Dendro application is usually very slow. You will see how slow it is. 1, 2, yeah, that's how slow it is. Because of that, it's kind of restrict his potential to be able to kind of pair with a lot with Dendro different teams, especially if you kind of plan to make as a Baizhu is the only single Dendro character in that. actually pretty hard just because the applier is just very slow. So the one that team that need a high or fast Dendro applier, let's say kind of Bloom High problem, is pretty hard for Baizhu just because it's actually very slow. Yeah, you can do, but it's really not efficient just because way too slow. And Nahida always become a good choice though, just because Nahida will have a better apply, just a way better applier though. So let's say if you kind of plan to play pair with, like, let's say Nilo, and you kind of okay, I want to give different playstyle where instead of Nahida I will put like Nilo and Baizhu. That's actually will not that so great. You will feel a lot of difference just because it's way too slow. If you put like double, let's say Nahida and Baizhu, that's still okay. But as a singular one, it's pretty hard for Baizhu though. But of course, the slow player is still okay if it's kind of you play kind of quicken, let's say spread aggravate, that's still okay. But the one that you need with fast or high Dendro player, yeah, Baizhu pretty much cannot work very great just because it's quite slow, especially if you want to pair as a singular Dendro character in your team. And a little bit comparison with Yao Yao Dendro application is that Yao Yao Dendro application basically already faster than Baizhu, and also the targeting is not kind of single target like this, and it's also just target very random. That's why in terms of kind of Bloom Hyper Bloom, then Yao Yao is still kind of great choice compared to Baizhu though. And in the end, if you still wonder, is he actually a bad character? Just because it's kind of like only healing, give you a shield, and maybe if you think in more in extreme way, is he become as bad as Dehya? Because recently maybe you still traumatized like how bad Dehya it is. And I have to say, don't worry, he's still far from Dehya. He's in fact I have to say he's actually pretty good healer. But of course I know some of you say like, but his skill looks so boring though, nothing like makes looks interesting. Only shield, healing, something like that, nothing really appealing. Maybe Kaveh looks more interesting. I mean, the difference is that Baizhu is only healer. Usually healer is very hard to make very interesting in terms of gameplay because they only heal you though. You see like how Zhongli, it's only very straightforward like that. There's nothing really special. Only shield, the meteor, that's it. It's also same like Baizhu, only like kind of the sprite and also the shield, that's it. There's nothing really that very fancy though in terms of healer. But in the end, he become a good healer though, just because from what I see the potential, it's already heal a lot, and it also have the resistant interruption, which is can be another alternative for your Yao Yao. And take notes, Yao Yao is a good character though. If you can get another 2 Yao Yao, then it's actually a good sign though. Although yeah, I kinda agree of some of you say that his kit a little bit boring, yeah. Now let's talk about the preparation build that you can try when Baizhu come out. And now we'll talk about the weapon. We will start with the 5-star weapon, which is the best one, of course, the Jet Ball Splendor, because this one made for Baizhu. In short, it gives you HP for the stat, and the effect is basically just good also for Baizhu. It will give you 4.5 energy every 2.2 seconds and increase kinda damage more bonus, so increase kinda DPS. So scaling HP and give you energy and more DPS, which is pretty good for Baizhu because Baizhu need this all of this, and especially the HP, that's the one most important. So other than that, 5-star beside this one is Everlasting Moonglow, which is from the Kokomi signature weapon. I think that's kind of good also for the Baizhu itself. It's pretty much still good for Baizhu just because it gives you HP from the stat also and increase healing bonus that Baizhu can utilize that also. Now we move to the 4-star weapon. So for the 4-star weapon, there's a couple of them that good. The first one I will start with Prototype Ember. Prototype Ember is straightforward, just very good just because it gives you HP for the stat in here. And also the effect just gives you a kind of budget version of the signature weapon, which is when you use burst, it will generate more kind of energy, which is pretty much almost kind of similar how the primordial one will generate also energy in there also. And also they will generate also another 4% HP every 2 seconds, which is one very good for Baizhu as a healer. That's why this weapon actually overall I would say the best one for the free to play, just because you can craft, and also the effect is almost pretty much the budget version of the signature weapon. But other than that, you can use actually as a support, which is always good, which is Thrilling Tales, the one that gives you HP. Although the effects for the Dendro actual attack not so great, but still can be beneficial though. Other than that, if you want to make your Baizhu as a kind of driver for Dendro, you can do any catalyst that have EM, let's say kind of Psycho Fragments, Mandary Infant Star, or even kind of Mapamar is still okay, although I don't really recommend that though. And now we'll talk about the artifact sets for Baizhu. Baizhu actually can use a lot of different artifact sets. It actually depends on what your purpose. But I really suggest for you to focus on healing purpose, which is the one that I will talk first. Which is if you kind of want to focus on healing, then go with the as usual as a classic for the healer. Usual is 4 piece of tenacity of millilith. That also can good because it gives you 2 piece of HP 20% and 4 piece will give you increased attack. But take note again, just because usually if you pair Baizhu with Dendro, attack not really that beneficial. I have another alternative set that I think I will suggest you to just go with that, which is 2 piece of tenacity of millilith and 2 piece of forecast glow. So you get like the 2 set like 20% from the each one from here though, so 2 piece to piece, which is I think probably the best one in terms of healer. So you get a lot of HP, you get a lot of kind of healing, so it's very good for your team in overall though, for your Baizhu itself though. Other than that, you can also try the 4 piece of the ocean. It's pretty good also in overall, especially for the healer, just because 2 piece will give you healing bonus, which is good for Baizhu also, and 4 piece will give you kind of extra damage like from the physical, which is yeah still very good for Baizhu itself. But Maiden also pretty much okay too. So that was for the healing sets. Now we move to the more into kind of support type, especially if you want to make your Baizhu more into support for Dendro or something like that. Then the one that I will recommend, which is going for 4 piece of the boot set, just because it's just very good, especially if you don't have any like character that equip the boot, which is 2 piece will give you Dendro damage, very straightforward, but 4 piece is the one that will decrease the Dendro resistance for your enemy, which is can make your other like party can deal a lot of higher damage for Dendro reaction though. That's why if you want to make your Baizhu as a support and no one has equipped this debut in your team, then Baizhu can become a good candidate for this set. Now for the main set artifacts for Baizhu, which is, let's start first with the sense. So for the sense, there's couple alternative, which is you see first when final release for Baizhu, if you find that Baizhu burst cost is kinda high, that you feel you need a lot of energy charge, then you can equip for energy charge though. But if you feel that you have enough energy charge for your Baizhu, then just go for the HP percentage. And then for the goblet, just straightforward going for HP. And for the circlet, there's 2 that you can go, which is for healing bonus or HP. Which one is better? It actually depends on your subset. If you find your subsets more superior in healing bonus, just go for healing bonus. If you find like more superior in HP, just go for HP. But of course, if you want to make your Baizhu more kinda Dendro driver, the one that kinda trigger the reaction, then you have to change the sets, which is for the sense you go for the EM, and then for the goblet, it's either you go for Dendro damage bonus or you just go with the elemental mastery or EM. And then for the circlet, just also go with the elemental mastery though, so Baizhu can deal a lot higher for the Dendro reaction. And for the subset for Baizhu, pretty much same with another kind of healer, HP percentage, HP and energy charge and elemental mastery always welcome for Baizhu. Now we move to the team comp for Baizhu. Basically Baizhu can pair with couple of different like Dendro teams, just because he's healer, so he can become like very similar position with kinda Yao Yao. So the one that I would recommend is the one Tinari, Yaemiko, Official, and Yao pretend to be Baizhu. In here I think Baizhu can become a very good shielder and also healer, just because also the player don't need to be very fast, and Tinari will always kind of trigger spread and Yaemiko will trigger aggravate, something like that. So this is very suitable for me for the Baizhu itself. Other than that, for sure that I think this is the best team for kind of Baizhu, just because I think Baizhu best pair is with Sino, just because it's very helps by a kind of Sino with the resistant interruption. So this is where Sino, Nahida, Shincho, and Yao change to Baizhu. In here you will have the smoothest run for your Sino, just because like Shincho resistant interruption sometimes don't feel enough, and Yao don't have that. Just because you have Baizhu resistant provide another additional resistant interruption, it feels more smooth for your Sino rotation and your combo though. Other than that, you also can try with the Nilo Bloom, but of course in here Baizhu is not the only Dendro character, just because I already say that Baizhu is not enough for the dendro application for bloom or high bloom. That's why we need like double dendro in here. So in here is Nilo, Nahida. Nahida can change to dendro traveler, but I feel like in Nilo, Nahida is kinda become just very good, and Shincho, and you can change Yao Yao with Baizhu though finally in here. So double hydro, double dendro. Other than that, I don't really recommend, but it can works, which is in Alhaitham Bloom, which is Alhaitham. Nahida can always change with Dendro Traveler, and Nilan can always change with Sincho, and of course there's one change to Baizhu, just pretend Yao Yao is Baizhu. So yeah, that's pretty much it. A couple teams that you can try. Of course, not all of them is meta, but at least maybe you can enjoy or have fun or experiment with it. So pretty much that's it though for preparation guide for Baiju. In the end, I will say Baiju is, from what I see, it's a solid healer. Of course, there's nothing really happen with healer. The kit's pretty much just like healing you and give you shield, something like that. So if you kinda want to find like very interesting kit, of course it's not Baiju, but if you kinda find a good healer, for sure Baiju is a good healer. Especially if you want like for the Dendro element, same kinda Yao Yao job, then yeah, Baiju can become a good unit though for you. So yeah, pretty much that's it. If you like the video, feel free to hit the subscribe button and like, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.